Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Game on Cloud 9 here, and I'm here to bring you guys a new special topics video. And in this special topics video, I want to revolve it around Bleach. Now, I was just sitting around actually for a second today, and I was trying to think of a topic or something that I haven't really seen anybody really discuss when it comes down to Bleach. I mean, I've seen plenty of people on YouTube talk about the Spirit King, or talk about the Royal Guard, or talk about things as far as like who's stronger between Yamamoto and Aizen, or even maybe transcendent beings, but I haven't seen anybody actually talk about the King's Key. Now, if you're not exactly too sure, or you're wondering what the King's Key is, like the Oken, it's basically supposed to be the thing that Aizen wanted to be able to achieve by actually, I think, sacrificing or destroying Karakura Town and taking, I think, something along the lines of either like 1,000,000 souls or 100,000 souls, something of that sort, and create the King's Key to be able to open the dimension to where the Spirit King lies, which is where the Royal Guard is. And the recent chapters of Bleach have really got me thinking about that kind of thing, because if we know Yamamoto currently right now, Yamamoto was supposed to be the only one who knew the location of the Oken, or the King's Key. And that's actually why Aizen had to go ahead and go through all the trouble that he actually went through to try to create a King's Key, because of course Yamamoto's not going to tell the location of the King's Key. But in this dire situation with Juha that we see in recent manga chapters, where we see Yamamoto appear as though that he may actually be completely done. You know what I mean? If you're watching this video and Yamamoto is standing up and he's alive and Juha was defeated recently, then okay, I stand corrected. But, looking at, like, the most recent manga chapter, I think 510, Yamamoto has been cut down, it looks like, by Juha. And, if that's the case, it kind of makes me wonder if Yamamoto is possibly going to give away the actual, like location of the King's Key. Not to Juha, of course, but give it away to one of the Shinigami, like in the Soul Society. Now, some of you may be wondering, well, why would Yamamoto do that? But how else would the Royal Guard actually be able to be notified about the dangers that Soul Society is facing at this current time? Because if you look at, like, the situation with Aizen, the Soul Society was having a hard time then, and we didn't see the Royal Guard, like, actually come. So I almost feel like the Royal Guard has to be alerted in some shape, way, or, form. Somebody has to actually go there and let them know what's going on for them to actually have to step in. So I wonder who's going to do that, who Yamamoto's going to tell, like actually tell them to go to the world where the Spirit King is, or the special dimension that the Spirit King resides and the Royal Guard are. Now, another question I want to ask you guys actually is, what do you think the King's Key actually is, or the Oken actually is? Because the Oken, it could, like, even though we saw an actual image of what it probably looks like, there's always a chance that maybe the Oken could have took on the form of maybe a Shinigami or a person or something of that sort. Now, I'm not saying that there's a big chance of that, but the Oken doesn't have to necessarily be in one particular location. It could actually be a moving thing, or or maybe be manifested in a person. For example, it could be Ichigo. Now, I don't think it's Ichigo. I think the chances of that are very low, because I feel as though Aizen, knowing how smart he was, he probably would have been able to make that kind of assumption or guess it. Not only that, but you've never really seen anybody else in Soul Society, kind of think like, Ichigo seems like he has some kind of connection to the Royal Guard, or anything of that sort. Or you would have thought Yamamoto would have kind of hinted to something like that a little bit more when maybe he thought of Ichigo or something like that. But we haven't really got any of that. But there is the chance that Ichigo could maybe be the King's Key manifested, and the reason why I say that is because Ichigo has been known to be very special. I mean, we've got that in Kubo's interview, that there's supposed to be something very special about Ichigo's birth. Not only that, but we even know that Ishin himself probably has connections, or there's a possibility that he may have connections to the Royal Guard. And if he does, then it wouldn't be too surprising if maybe Ichigo himself, was maybe the key to getting to that special dimension. Especially since we know that Ichigo has been able to achieve transcendent levels and achieve powers beyond that of beyond that of Shinigami or Hollow. So, I don't know. I mean, there's always the possibility that Ichigo maybe himself could be the Oken, or the King's Key in some shape, way, or fashion? And if not, I just really wonder where the Oken could be located. Is it like down beneath Soul Society or the Seirete? Is it sealed away somewhere in the Seirete? Did Yamamoto put it somewhere in the human world, maybe in Karakura Town, or far away from Karakura Town, somewhere else in human world? Did he put it maybe in Hueco Mundo? I mean, there's many places that he could have placed the Oken, or maybe he knows the location of the Oken could be. And looking at things that we've seen prior to in the story of Bleach, I don't really have any real good ideas as far as where it could be. And that's actually kind of why I'm thinking maybe it could be a person, maybe it could be, I don't know, something along the lines of like an object, or maybe whatever we know. I mean, maybe the Sogyaku or something has a connection to it. I mean, there's so many different theories that we could come up to where the Oken actually lies. I know I'm throwing out some crazy things out there, but I just want to get everyone's opinion on this. Where do you think the Oken actually is? Or do you think that the Oken could actually be maybe a person, like a Shinigami, like maybe a person in human world, and it's not like, or maybe even be inside of someone, like we've even seen like with Rukia. At one point in time, Urahara placed the Hogyaku inside of her, so maybe somebody could have placed like the Oken inside of somebody in Bleach. So I don't know, give me your guys' thoughts. Video responses are actually welcome to this video, so if you want to go ahead and actually like leave a video response, of course I want people to comment down below and tell me what you think. Also, don't forget to rate this video. So if you actually like this topic and you think I did a good job discussing it, then please put a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, then you can put a thumbs down. Also, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my videos and you would like to see more. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys, and have a great day.